Alright, hey, Hazemig here. I just wanted to make another quick clip for the after action review. So I was looking through my Facebook on my computer, and I noted last year I had problems with the EBMX controller, right? That was my first time racing the EBMX controller in a... Was it in a dirt bike race? I can't remember, but I remember last year in Virginia City Grand Prix, I had a lot of problems with the EBMX controller, right? Not like problems with how it ran or the tuning. Like, yeah, I'm having tuning problems with my EBMX controller on the WR. Okay, guys, it doesn't like that QS motor very much. Okay, that QS motor is not the most high performance motor out there. Okay, guys, but it gets the job done. Okay, 20 kilowatts. That's plenty of power for trails. Okay, guys, in my opinion. The deal is, I had problems with the selector switch on the Light B last year, so it's kind of like ergonomic stuff, okay? So I have the EBMX display, the big display, all right, the bigger one, not the little egg rider display, and then it has a separate selector switch. Okay, so I like that separate selector switch better than the little egg rider. Okay, the little egg rider is kind of just always at the wrong place, and like I think I remember when I was trying to hit that thumb throttle to slow the bike down, I would sometimes hit the selector switch, and then the bike would go into like neutral, or sometimes it would even go into like reverse, all right, or it would change a gear or something. Okay. Now, this time, I'm not going to lie, I had some problems with that switch, okay? I'm trying to switch it from like 2 to 3. Most of the time I was in 3, okay, guys? So, yeah, I would go from 3 to 2, all right? Sometimes I like to go to a lower gear or lower mode, so the throttle isn't too snappy, okay? And I could probably fix that by tuning the deadband a little bit, maybe make it a little bit bigger, right, like 5% or something. But it was kind of hard to get it between second and third. It was hard to select modes, all right, with gloves on, all right, with my big motorcycle gloves on, all right, guys. I use like some racer rally gloves, and they're thicker than dirt bike gloves, okay, guys, because my hands get tore up when I ride it. And those are the only gloves I know of that, you know, my hands won't get all tore up. I have to have like real leather gloves and stuff, okay. And yeah, okay, so it was better. I never accidentally hit it, and I went into neutral.
Oh! Oh, my bike cut out. What happened? Oh, we're on race mode 1. Uh-oh, my bike doesn't work. My bike's not working. My bike cut out on me. Oh, I had it in reverse.
Okay, so I got in a nasty crash last year. I went over to handlebars because I put it in neutral, and then I had no control over the bike. It wouldn't slow down or speed up, and I kind of went off the trail a little bit, and then I crashed, and I went over to handlebars, and I hit my head really hard. Okay, so
Oh shit! Oh!
but yeah, that didn't happen this year. Okay, so no problems with the selector switch. Okay, guys, and then yes, we went from the it's kind of been a work in progress since last year. All right, since I had the EBMX controller, I have a regen handbrake now. Okay, like I mentioned it in the video already. Okay, and normally the EBMX controllers come with a thumb throttle, okay? And I don't like the thumb throttle. I wish I could have both, okay? It would be nice to have both, so you could switch between a thumb throttle and, you know, a regular lever, okay? It acts like kind of like a clutch lever, right? And I like the clutch lever or the left hand regen brake much better than the thumb throttle, okay? Because you don't have to brake your grip as much, all right? I'm usually doing this, all right? This, or I'm doing this and it's hitting my knuckle. So maybe sometimes I might do 2 fingers, but if you do 2 fingers, these are the only hands grabbing the handlebar, right? So you're gonna get tired faster. So it's better to just use one finger. Okay, and like I mentioned, I wanna move the lever. I wish I could adjust the lever inward a little more. I might have to buy a new clutch lever or something, I guess. Okay, buy a more adjustable clutch lever. Like this one's already hella adjustable too. Okay, but I want to move the lever closer to the bar. All right, guys. So I don't have to to reach my finger as far because it makes me kind of tired. Okay. So it's just small ergonomic things that I had problems with the EBMX controller. But other than that, and the tuning, the slight tuning issues, the EBMX controller was fantastic. Okay, it has a nice big display, so you can see how fast you're going, and you can look at the little bars for the charge and all that stuff. You can see what your duty cycle is, you know, how hard you're riding the bike and everything, and it has a it tells you the heat and all that stuff, so I was able to tell pretty easy. It's still kind of hard to read. I wish they would make the font freaking bigger, man. but you can tell how hot the motor is and the controller is. All right, I was able to tell, like, if you haven't been riding at all, you can look at the controller temp, and then that's pretty much the ambient temperature. Okay, guys. So I looked at it. It says 39 degrees. I was like, yeah, it's cold right now. Okay, that type of thing. Okay, guys. So yeah, I like it. I am very happy with the way I got the bike set up. Okay, it is a little bit hard to read the displays when the sun is out. Okay, that's one thing I've noticed, but it wasn't very sunny during the race, so I didn't have that problem. Okay, that's the only issues I had with the EBMX controller. Right, it was just kind of hard to press it was hard to put it in different modes and stuff. Okay, and sometimes I would press the center button. The center button is like the mode button, and it would go into the mode. You know, it would go into toggle the other menus and stuff. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I want the normal gauges. so yeah, it's still a little kind of hard to actuate the buttons with the gloves on, but like it's better. It's way better than the Egg Rider. I like it much better. And then you can actually see the data and stuff. All right, that's what I like. The Egg Rider, you can't read that for shit, man. Especially when you're racing, you're trying to. How hot is the controller? How hot is the motor? I can't tell. It's so the font is teeny tiny. Okay, so the bigger display is a little bit better. All right, it's not a huge improvement, but it's definitely more readable than the Egg Rider. Okay, so good job on that, EBMX. If you guys could make the fonts bigger, or if you guys could have an option to make the fonts bigger, maybe some people don't want it bigger fonts, okay? Maybe they want them smaller, but I want bigger, right? It's a big display. They need to make use of all the space on it, man. There's plenty of space on that thing, dude. And I don't feel like they're not utilizing all of it, okay? Okay, so that's just the one note I wanted to make about the EBMX display, because I was looking at my Facebook post. Oh yeah, I had a bad crash last year because of that freaking I put it in neutral or something, right? And then yeah, I'm not getting cramps as much. It's easier for me to ride going downhill, you know, using the regen throttle, with the hand brake, the hand lever, okay, the left hand lever instead of opposed to the thumb brake. All right, I've learned to not like that thumb brake. Right, it works good. It works good for other types of riding. Like if you're riding on the street, I don't mind it so much. If you're racing Supermoto, it's not so bad. Motocross, it's not so bad. But for trail riding, and I'm heavily dependent on the regen when I ride on the trails. Okay, guys, and but there's always that in the back of my mind because of the tuning of the controller, is that if I use the regen a lot, it might cause the battery to overvolt the battery when it's charging it, and it'll just shut off, and then I'll lose control of the bike again. Yeah, like before, right? So whenever I'm using the regen heavily, like when I'm going down a hill, I have my finger hovered over that front brake. Okay, so I have the bike set up with like 2-finger levers. Okay, so Hayes Mega I don't like the big long levers. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't use all my fingers to brake. Okay, guys, I use 1 finger or 2-finger, all right, and maybe 3-finger, all right. For the clutch, 3-finger maybe, but like yeah, actually I don't like a big clutch. I do like a big clutch lever, but I don't like a big brake lever, all right. But it doesn't matter. I don't have a clutch on the bike, so that's Haysberg's preference when I ride a gas bike, okay. But on an electric bike, I want short lever that's easy to pull, all right. So if I could find a way to get that lever closer to the handlebar, it would be better, okay. Or what I could do is just lower the sensitivity of the regen. I found myself, like I mentioned, okay, like I mentioned in the video, I found myself not needing the full regen very much, okay, guys. So maybe it would be a good idea to go from like 100% to like 75% or even like 50%, all right. And if I need more braking, I just use the regular brakes, okay. That way I'm not having to. That way I can pull the lever back more, all right, or I can just hold the lever back to the handlebar, or hold it to my knuckle, and then just ride the regen down the hill, all right, and then that way my finger's not all the way out here. I'm trying to feather the freaking thing, you know, try to get it where I want it. I could just hold it back, you know, and just grip the handlebars with more thing, okay. Hayes Mega has grip problems, okay. So the older I get, the more grip problems I'm having, all right. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about the controller, okay, guys. But other than that, it was fantastic, all right. Thanks EBMX, and you guys did a great job, and thanks to Bridger from EBMX and Grit Shift also for helping me tune the controller, okay. I had a lot of issues. I had a couple issues. I wouldn't say a lot, but I had a couple issues with the controller, all right, when I was tuning it, all right. But you guys can watch the build videos about that, all right. Okay.